Fans of Rock Review know that each week we introduce an alcoholic beverage that signifies the theme of the week. And this Friday we'll be talking about proof of stake. Introducing Ruby's chocolate wine. Why? Because wine and chocolate, everybody loves them just like crypto and making money. Well, join us this Friday on Rock Reviews, youtube.rockblog.live. Hey, what's up, Crypto Universe? Welcome to another episode of Rock Reviews with me, Eugene Tay.
Hi, it's Jordan.
And it's me, Malcolm.
Today, we're gonna give you what you've been asking for. It was a very close fight when we polled, do you guys want to hear more about proof of stake or proof of work? And it was 7 to 5. You guys chose proof of stake.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where you guys come in, right? For those of you who are not aware what proof of stake is all about, you know proof of work, right? You know how Bitcoin has to be mined, how Ethereum needs to use a GPU to mine for more Ethereum. But what about proof of stake? What is that all about? And with me, Jordan and Malcolm, these guys are very experienced in proof of stake. They have all participated in almost all proof of stake out there, and they are here to share with you the technical side of things as well as how to make money out of it.
Sorry, I'm a bit thirsty there.
And that is my signal to segue into today's alcoholic beverage. Brought to you by Ruby's. This is not just any type of wine, this is chocolate wine.
Wow, chocolate
Smell it,
wine.
smell it, smell it.
It smells like...
Is this the first time?
Yeah, first time.
First
It
time,
smells
right?
like Nutella juice.
Nutella juice.
You know why? Because just like crypto, everything is just so hard to understand. You know chocolate, you know wine, but when you put chocolate and wine together,
You get confused.
you just can't wrap your head around that. It's supposed to taste nice, but it's an acquired taste. But when you, trust you me, when you drink it long enough, there is that chocolatey taste.
Really?
And you won't go back.
And you will not go back to normal wine again.
Will this make Malcolm drunk?
Man, Malcolm gets drunk on air and water.
Oh, that's kind of true.
Alright, so that is the beverage for today, Ruby's chocolate wine. If you want to know more about this beverage, click on the link below. And now, the 3 words of the day.
Oh no.
Guys, go ahead, pick your words.
Oh man, this is going to be tough.
Algorithm.
Algorithm.
Minor.
Hui. Algorithm, miner, and money.
Oh, come on, man.
Because proof of stake is all about making money.
Yeah. Cheers to that. Wow. Whew, good stuff.
Right,
Alright.
Malcolm?
Oh yeah, it really tastes
Tell us about proof of stake.
Alright, so before we get into the proof of stake, let me just classify proof of stake into 2 different categories. So one is POS, which stands for proof of stake, and one is DPoS, which is dedicated proof of stake. So maybe just a little bit of how it works. So in proof of work, what happens is that you need to have computational power, either ASIC mining or GPU mining in order to move the blocks. And miners basically get compensated with the tokens for helping them with that duty. The second way how proof of stake works is that basically the more tokens you hold, you become more like a verified node. And because of that, you have permission to start mining the tokens. The more tokens you hold, the more amount of tokens you can mine. So this basically, instead of having to have a lot of natural resources pumped into ASIC mining or GPU mining, electricity costs and all that, it comes down to actually how much tokens you own. And this works because you have vested interest in the token. If you want to plan a 51% attack, for example, you will have to hold 51% of the tokens. But if you do hold 51% of the tokens, would you want to sabotage the network? The answer is no, because if you do that, all of your tokens will be in danger. But the problem with this is that some people just want to watch the world burn, right? So you cannot cater for that eventuality when someone does own 51%, although he is not incentivized to shut down or make anything bad to the network, he still can do it. And that is one of the main issues that people talk about proof of stake. How they actually decide who gets to earn the rewards is simply either through randomization or through what we call node maturity. So that's how a lot of POS tokens, how they work. Basically, when you have a wallet and you put your tokens in the wallet, there's a maturity period of, for example, maybe 5 hours or 8 hours. And once you reach the 8-hour mark, you're basically in the first position to mine the next token. And once you do mine it, you reset back to 0 hour and then you start to build up the 8 hours again. This is much better than, for example, favoring those who hold large amounts of tokens, because that means the smaller guys will never be able to mine anything. All right, the big guys will always be the one mining stuff if it was just solely on how much tokens you own. So this kind of like maturity random period is actually one of the better ways to decide who gets it. So even the small fries, even though they have a little bit of tokens, but because they hit the 8-hour mark, they're now on priority, even though they have lesser tokens.
So it's quite fair then.
Yeah, quite fair.
And you avoid all that 51% hash rate owned by just 1 times Bitmain. So that's what proof of work really does, right?
Yeah, you just have to say it.
Yeah, you get 1 Bitmain dominating the entire mining pool, and because it requires ASICs mining, people with normal computer can't mine. And
make it very exclusive.
Yeah, where do you buy your ASICs miner from? Bitmain. Yeah. So for you guys watching this and getting lost in technical jargon, what it really means to the mainstream audience is if you put your sum of money there or your tokens, okay, you end up getting more tokens in return. Okay? Because in traditional sense, when you mine for tokens, you get tokens through mining. But proof of stake is you hold your money there and then you get more tokens in return. Oh, money.
Oh, yeah. Alright, cheers. Okay, so why is proof of stake so good? So basically it helps to solve a major issue called the tragedy of commons, which proof of work actually faces. So what happens is that for proof of work, for example, Bitcoin, there's a finite amount of Bitcoin, and it will always be 21 million. No matter what happens, it will be fixed at that price. What happens is that this tragedy refers to when you actually reach the final amount of Bitcoin and there's not enough incentive coming in. Although you as a miner, you believe in the network and you want the best for it and for it to continue to...
Miner. I'm like the word catcher, man.
Because you just like to drink.
And you know that by contributing these computational power, you're doing good. You're actually helping the network to move. But when there's no incentivization for miners to do it, because the fees will be the only compensation you'll be getting is maybe the transaction fees that people give.
So when Bitcoin hits its limit, what happens?
Yeah, so that is actually what this strategy of commons refers to. It refers to when you know that you are supposed to do something for good, but when you don't get enough incentivization or compensation for doing it, you stop doing it. So it's a sad thing. Okay, but it's an eventuality. It will happen. So proof of stake is actually something that addresses a lot of the issues of proof of work, like that issue I just spoke about, and also about environmental issues. But also proof of stake does have their own issues as well, like 51% attack. It is improbable, but it is possible. Okay, lack of decentralization in a sense, because if you have a lot of big boys holding a lot of tokens, this amounts to how much money you have. So and the more money you have, the more control you have, which is also not something that is good for the network in general. And okay.
Most
hey, you never do work today, never catch him.
Paying attention to what you say.
And one of the biggest issues with proof of stake coins is inflation. So inflation refers to the tokens that are being paid to you must come from somewhere. It comes from a pool. But if you just have a fixed amount of tokens in a certain pool, you can do that, but you will face the same issue as proof of work. So what happens is that a lot of these coins, they continuously mint new coins, which is that they're creating new coins and they use it to pay the people who have these coins.
So it's still very centralized. I mean, coins will be generated from a
it's centralized, and I would say it kind of like reduces the attractiveness of a store of value. A store of value is something that you want to have as much finite control as possible. If you keep having to mint new coins, it kind of like deflates the price. So the price, even though more tokens are being bought, but then because the supply is getting higher, it also stops.
So it's a supply and demand kind of thing, where there's too much supply and then no one's going to buy it because they see that, hey, everyone's dumping this, I'm not going to buy this anymore. So the coin kind of goes like...
As opposed to proof of work where if you don't mine, there's no more... I mean, somebody is going to get more coin anyway, right? So in that case, sorry, just for the viewers here, right? The question is, if proof of stake is so much better than proof of work, why don't everything just be proof of stake?
Well, I think Vitalik did talk a lot extensively about integrating proof of stake into Ethereum's, you know, how they actually do the mining.
Hey, wait, the word was miner, not mining.
Same.
Now Malcolm's thirsty.
So it's called, basically he's gonna move it into more of a proof of stake, of a hybrid model, which is a little bit of both, and eventually move it totally to proof of stake. The reason being that environmental costs and all that kind of other factors are in play. Proof of stake is a good way to incentivize miners, but then comes the issue of regulations as well. A lot of proof of stake coins are actually considered securities because you are getting rewarded for doing anything at all. Like even NEO's system of when you hold NEO, you get another currency called gas.
Yes.
That is also, it's in a grey area. It's not totally a security, I guess, because you are doing work. Your coins are doing work by helping you to validate transactions. It is a work done.
Yeah.
But whether it is your work or your coins work, that is where the grey area really is.
Okay.
SEC want to slap you with anything they can.
And I would say one of the biggest, I won't say biggest issue, but another issue about proof of stake coins is that when you want to make your tokens a node to verify transactions, your computer has to be on 24/7. Because only with internet access and your coins being in the validated wallet that can validate transactions, only then you start raising rewards. But that means you must keep your computer on 24/7. So your computer shuts off by accident or your mom turns off the switch. At that point, when it's off, you stop earning
But
rewards.
the same can be said for proof of work as well, right?
Yeah, I would say same issue, same
But
issue.
you're comparing electricity costs.
Proof of stake is a lot cheaper.
It's much cheaper, but they do face certain issues like that, and that's where I would say dedicated proof of stake actually comes in. So this is actually just a fancy name for somebody who is doing all these transactions on your behalf. So what this means is that they have a voting system. I think coins like ARK,
Yeah, that's
like
the one you
Lisk,
introduced me.
ARK and Lisk, they actually have this it's called DPoS system, whereby you nominate someone to mine on your behalf, and how much tokens you have equals to how much these guys are able to mine, and then you get the rewards from there. Now this system does not require you to have your computer on, because basically when you vote for someone, he does all the mining for you and he just gives you the profits. It's very interesting how it works. It's called delegated because we have, for example, in ARK, there are 51 people who are eligible to mine out of a pool of, let's say, 100 or 200. And they will actually have a proposal and says, hey, my name is Malcolm. I want to set up a mining pool. Okay.
Hello, Malcolm.
Hi.
Good luck, Malcolm.
And what happens, he will say, okay, I'm going to give you guys a great deal. I'm going to give you 90% of all the things I mine. I will give it back to the users.
Hi, Malcolm.
Ah, shit.
It is quite strong, man.
Yeah, it is strong. And basically, he will say things like, okay, I won't charge you any transaction fees. I'll make sure that I'll give it to you every week and stuff like that. So 100 people will do a proposal. It's like basically running an election. And you, as a token holder, will then vote for which one will give you the best deal. And the one with the best deal will be then the one eligible to get tokens from the network.
So because he's going to give, he's not going to hoard the tokens, because he's going to, like a politician, right? He's going to make some promises, okay, I'm going to give it back to you guys. And so you would vote for him because that, again, forces the node to be more impartial. He's not hoarding it for himself.
Yeah, so this actually makes it very fair, because if you give a super bad deal, alright, then people won't vote for you. So it kind of like incentivizes the 51 people, alright, to really give the best they can to the community. However, there is an issue. There was an issue with Lisk a few months ago, where all these 51 people banded together and says, hey guys, let's give everybody a very bad deal. 50%, only 50% of the profits will give back to the people. But because all of us are the majority like delegates, if all of us give the same deal, they have no choice but to vote for us. Scum, right? But that is what happens when you...
holding this?
No. So,
because of that, you dropped this?
No, I never held. I've always been a big fan of ARK. Yeah. So there are issues. There are issues everywhere. It just depends on which issue you are okay with or give you the less trouble. I like delegated proof of stake because, like I said, I don't have to keep my computer on. I just get the rewards. I know every day he would just send the rewards to me, and it's kind of like no hassle because he's the one doing the servers. He's the one who have the computational power to run all this shit. And basically, he's the one transferring all the money to me.
Money!
Money!
All the money.
Alright.
Constantly rate across her. He's hitting.
Okay, and
But you see, instead of having the delegated proof of stake, right? There is also staking pools.
yes,
So you just send your coins to a third party,
Yeah.
and then these guys will just stake your coins.
Is that
Correct.
even safe then? Because you're passing it to the third party who can run away with your coin.
it is a centralized
you know,
party.
Is it safe putting your coins on the exchange?
That's true.
You see?
That's true, yeah. Actually, staking pools like Stake United is they are getting very popular these days. So they basically bypass this whole issue of you having to
On your computer.
on your computer, you know, having to create be a node. So basically, you transfer the money to them, and you have an account.
Money.
Oh,
shit.
Good work for today.
And what they do is basically they put these tokens into their own pool, and then they actually help you to mine these tokens, and then they'll send these tokens to your account. So it's basically like a delegated proof of stake, but with a centralized server. That is still not the best way, but it is a good way for lazier people and people who are not so affected by all this centralization, who are still okay with it.
Moved by greed.
I'm a lazy person
Yeah.
then.
I'm a lazy person too.
Proof of stake is something new that just came up. I mean, staking as an idea has been around for some time.
Yeah, the first one who did it was Peercoin, I think about 2 to 3 years ago.
I thought it was Dash.
No.
No.
Not
Oh,
What's pure coin?
I'm appalled with my lack of knowledge in that area. But proof of work is even older than that. Actually, proof of work, it came up even as early as 1993. It was originally published by Cynthia Walk and Moni Nao back in 1993, but it was not popular until 1999. And again, that whole concept of proof of work was made popular by Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yep.
So, but when we look at proof of stake, it sounds very technical. But from the very layman point of view, or from a very crypto enthusiast point of view, who's not interested in the technicality behind it, and actually the majority of us are all about greed. It's about making more tokens.
Yep.
And if you compare, let's say proof of stake, you park your
Coins, token.
you park your coins and tokens there, and you get more tokens in return, right? If you think about it from a non-crypto point of view, it's like putting your money. It's not other way around.
Yeah.
Put your money in the bank, and then you get something in return.
It's basically getting paid dividends. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
and that is why it falls afoul of the SEC law, because you can call it by any other name. It really sounds like dividends, right?
You're getting paid for something that you
And you put it in the bank, you get 0.0. You get peanuts out of it.
0.2%, right?
It's not even worth talking. Like
0.
In fact, you put your money in the bank, you just give them more firepower to make more money. I'd rather put my money in the Kongwan thing. That's beside the point.
Okay.
But what's the kind of percent? Maybe I should ask
Yes.
Jordan State, because this guy is all about money. And to be fair,
Money.
right? To be fair,
Shit, man.
to be fair, I know you guys for some time, and it was Jordan who actually came up with this whole. He was very, very excited about proof of stake.
Yep.
Because for the longest time, Jordan here on Crypto Central, he has a nickname. He's called a nano baller. He would put $50 into a coin, and you would talk about it as if he put $50,000 into a coin. But we have all seen how he grew up from a humble $50 seedling and built his empire over proof of stake.
Empire, man.
On that point, in fact, Malcolm, you took in some of his advice and you made a killing out of it.
Yeah, so I mean, just to sidetrack a little bit, how I knew Jordan was, well, we were good friends back in the days when we played paintball a lot. But we kind of like lost contact after a few years.
Yeah.
And then when I actually read an article that he wrote about a proof of stake coin called Monk, it's called Monkey Project. I know it sounds quite scammy. They were actually offering 1% ROI per day, which is basically, if you compound it, it's more than 30% a month. And that is actually how my portfolio grew quite a lot because of all these returns. Imagine 30% a month if you talk about simple interest. It's 360% a year, which is a lot of money. And that's actually something that was quite interesting for me. I mean, I'm a tech guy, I love the tech, but hey, who doesn't like making extra cash, right?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're ready to. We're reaching for drinks.
Close safe.
Okay,
Right?
okay, nice.
So yeah, that's something interesting, and maybe just before I head it over to Jordan, just a little simple overview. Right now, ARC is giving about 10 to 12% ROI per annum. List is about the same. Right now, VeChain actually has their own wallet, and recently they changed from VEN, which is for the VeChain, the ERC20 token, and now that VeChain has moved to its mainnet, it's called VET. Okay, and they are giving roughly about 20% ROI per annum, which is fantastic. You get a new currency called VTOR, which is like Neo's gas, which is what you pay for transactions within their network. So basically, the more VeChain tokens you hold, the more gas currency you produce, and this gas currency can either be used for transactional purposes or can be sold for money.
Money!
How come it's thirsty?
How come it's thirsty? How come you...
I didn't want to avoid it too much. It's like, gaming the system.
Gaming the system.
Alright, so let's hand it over to Jordan right now.
Alright, man, let's talk about the gold, the cash.
Sure.
Yeah, so
this is Jordan's playground. Like
Yeah.
of all the, if you only caught us on today's episode, you should really look back on the rest of the episode. In fact, the very first pilot episode, he was talking about KuCoin, right? Because this guy is in love with POS projects.
Yeah, I mean, KuCoin is not a POS coin, but it saves the same function where it basically pays you for having more coins. So the means to the ends is the same.
Correct. Take it away, Joy.
alright, so POS, very simply, to me, is just putting in coins and you get more coins.
Yep.
Okay, so there are a lot of ways to game the system. Like, there's 1,001 ways to skin a cat.
He's so smiling already.
Oh, come on, man.
Okay.
It's about the dollar sign. Okay, so one of the first coin I found out was Monk. So Monkey Project. So that was how I introduced to Malcolm. I'm like, hey dude, it gives you 1% a day.
Who doesn't want that?
Who doesn't want that? $100 is 101 tomorrow, and it's 102 the day after, and it's 103 the day after.
That POS is proof of scam, okay? Monk is a scam.
Come on, man.
Bonzi as hell.
Look at who made the BTC.
Okay. I guess if you go in early on such things, you definitely make the money.
Yeah, so here's the thing with POS, you have to be one of the early ones, okay? Because when you go in early, you get to enjoy the rewards faster. But right now, there's a lot of coins out there that what they do is they scale, okay? The way they scale is very different. If you go in early, they pay you 10% per annum. Then as you reach a peak, it goes a peak like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so they want you to hold until probably about 6 to 8 months. Then it reaches the peak. That is where you get more rewards.
Okay. Ah, okay.
Yeah, so like coins like Deviant Coin, DEF. Okay, Deviant Coin is one. I think if you hold a master node, it pays you 90% of the payout. Wow. And every block is 20 tokens. You get 90% of it. Yeah, so I do not own a master node. Okay, I use a third party like Stake United to actually put my coins in there. So there are a lot of ways to earn from this. So one of my favorite is actually Van right now.
Van, yeah.
VeChain.
Legit, it's legit.
Yes.
There's real technology. Correct. And it gives like really decent payouts. And for you guys out there who don't know what a masternode is, a masternode simply refers to someone who is holding so much tokens that you are kind of like respected as someone who is the main producer or have a say in the different blocks that are mined. So basically, every block that is mined as a masternode, usually you have a certain percentage.
You get a higher percentage actually
of the block. Even though you didn't mine it yourself, you still get a percentage of it because you are kind of like a respected community member within the space.
Correct.
Because you're holding a large amount of the tokens.
Yeah. So that's how VeChain actually work their structure. You see, there is
Strength node.
Yeah, there's Strength node. There's the Thunder node.
Tor node.
There's the
and the Millionaire node.
Yeah, so there's like all different kind of nodes. So every single node requires a different amount of coins. At the max, you are looking at about
1 million, I think.
50 million.
50 million?
Yeah, because they just did a swap, right?
50 million, yeah.
So
no, 5 million. 50,000 tokens, right?
500,000, bro.
500,000. Oh, I see.
So that's 50 million.
50 million, yeah.
Yeah, so you got a whole 50 million Van, which is like almost 100,000 today.
No, much more than that.
Yeah. So you have to hold that amount of tokens and it's locked up.
Wow, locked up. So that's where the ownership actually happens. Because
so they control the supply, see?
Yeah. And there are different tiers, like for example, Strength node, you need 1 million tokens. For a Thunder node, you need like 10 million tokens.
Correct.
They give you different percentage of payouts.
So it's like so it's like buying into bonds. You put in more money.
Money. Alright.
Okay, guys, you need to finish up your drinks so we can get another round.
Alright, man.
Okay, we'll take a break and refill our drinks.
On the next word. So VeChain was actually just a token by itself, and then when you went to mainnet, they introduced a staking portion that gives you VTOR, like Malcolm mentioned. So right now, what is paying you is 0.00043 VTOR per VET that you're holding, and basically one VET is only 200 satoshis.
300.
300. Oh, you went up. Well, 300 satoshis. So it is dirt cheap. It's about
less than a cent.
Less than, okay. 2 cents.
2 to 3 cents. 2 to 3 cents US. Yeah, so I'm holding about 100,000 odd, and I get about 60 VTORs a day, which I sell and I buy VeChain again, and it gives me even more.
Yeah.
So this is where you make your money work harder for you.
Yep. So just a simple illustration.
Yeah.
I also own VTOR, so I own about 200,000 VTOR,
Baller.
which is about $5,000 USD worth. Every day, I get roughly about $4 worth of VTOR tokens back in return, which is about $120 a month, which is roughly about 1,440 a year, which is roughly 24.6% per annum. So that is actually what you're looking at for your returns if you were to participate in VTOR. But of course, this is under the assumption that everything stays the same.
The price
because right now, what we are pegging it to is the price of the token you're getting back in return, which is called VTOR, which you may not know what the price may be in the future. It may be worthless, I don't know. But it's something that I'm interested in and I'm willing to take the risk. Now, the second thing is about when we talk about the different tiers of owning VTOR, where we talk about we have Strength node, Thunder nodes, and Millionaire nodes. Different nodes actually give you more percentages. So if you hold a Strength node, which is 1 million VeChain tokens, instead of having 24% per annum, you actually get 30% or 32%, something like that.
So you must really know what to do with your coins and be very disciplined. Because the shortfall that I had was, I keep thinking bigger, I got greedier, and then you're always like, okay, wait, I'm just gonna get more and more and more. It will come to a point where your coin that was worth $1 is gonna be worth less than 1 cent.
So what are some of the techniques that you would advise us then?
Okay, so what I did, or what I do now, is that every time I meet you guys to take a video, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna sell my stake, all my stakes. I'm just gonna sell it all, I'm gonna keep it Bitcoin, or I'm gonna keep it Ethereum. Yeah, I mean, these two coins, yes, they are coins. You know, they might die one day, they might not.
But less likely.
Yes.
The
percentage of them dying is not as much.
Yep.
That's why I like VeChain so much, you know. They are like in the top 20, I think. I think maybe 15 or 14.
Yep.
These guys have been holding for so long. Market crash, they're still there.
But it sounds to me that people are just jumping on the POS bandwagon because there's tokens to be made, right? And they, like what you just said, some of the techniques that you shared, there is no loyalty to proof of stake. But the whole point of proof of stake was to actually have that inherent loyalty program where you hold the stake. But people are just using it for a quick get-rich-quick scheme and then dumping it on the market. So wouldn't this mean that proof of stake as a model of consensus is just further encouraging gambling and speculation?
Okay, so my opinion on this is the reason why I like VeChain so much is because in a lot of other proof of stake coins, what they do is that they give you tokens or coins of the same currency. So basically, if you hold, let's say for example, 100 ARK, and every day you get 1 ARK. Basically, the more ARK you hold, the more you can earn. Which actually incentivizes people to, maybe if you want to be a risk management, you will sell all your profits. VeChain is giving you a different currency.
Just like New
so
and Gas.
You will definitely still want to hold as much VeChain as you can. And what you're basically selling is the byproduct that you get from holding VeChain. So your incentivization to hold VeChain is still extremely strong. If you want to sell your VTOR, which is basically the gas, please go ahead and sell it. It does not affect the rate of which you are generating the tokens.
But here's the thing you see, because the way they structure their business is that when you transact on the VeChain network, right? you do not use VeChain tokens, you use VTOR.
VTOR, yeah.
Yeah. So
you still need VTOR.
Exactly.
So you will need VTOR no matter what.
Yeah.
And the only way to get VTOR is two ways. You either hold VeChain or you
Buy it from the open market.
buy from the market.
And the people who will be buying VTOR a lot won't be the retail investors like us, because I mean, what business do we have transacting so much amounts of VeChain with each other? The ones who are going to be using a lot of VTOR are the businesses who will be transacting on the VeChain platform.
So then there is a real use case there.
Yeah, so we are the people who generate the VTOR, and the businesses will be the one buying the VTOR,
using them
to use it to.
So you guys are then the real miners mining the VTOR.
Oh,
Yeah,
cheers guys.
Cheers, guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that really covers. Actually, I wanted to ask which is the proof of stake coin that you'll be recommending, but from the sound of it, I think VeChain is what you.
VeChain is the something very interesting, because they are building a whole entire ecosystem that is able to accommodate a lot of different projects. And basically, the more projects that come into VeChain, the more VTOR use cases there are, because then projects will need to transact in VTOR.
Correct.
They need to, whenever someone who uses their services also will have to pay in VTOR. When they want to validate certain transactions, they have to use VTOR. So all these things are very, very important.
And I think they have about 5 or 8 ICOs that are running on that is going to be running on their VeChain network already. Yeah, so
Fantastic,
if you join the Telegram group, you can see all these projects up there.
I mean, for me, most important 2 things to look out for when you look for POS coins is firstly, the percentages. Alright? Doesn't mean it's higher percentage means it's better. Always remember.
That's a red flag actually.
That's a red flag.
Anything more than 1,000, I'm like, okay, this is a little bit. I can put some money. Oh, cheers, guys. Sorry.
What's the third word? There's money, there's mining. What's yours?
GPU.
Algorithm. So basically, you have
Anything
to.
more than 1,000, I think it's like,
too much. You have to always accommodate for hyperinflation.
Yes.
That is what will kill you.
Yes, it happens with POS.
It happens a lot with POS coins.
Divers also very,
especially
very,
if
very
they
good
pay
example.
you in the currency that is of the original token, because there will reach a point when there's so much supply and no buyers, your tokens will tank.
Correct.
And the second
Printing, like just printing more.
And the second thing I would say to look out for is really the use case of a POS coin. Doesn't matter how much percentage they're giving you. If they are not strong in technology, they are not strong in adoption, even though you'll be getting a lot of coins, they may not be worth much, because the use case and the adoption of the coins is very low. So that are the 2, my opinions on what the things you should look out for. Make sure that the rates of inflation is reasonable, and make sure that whatever you're buying does have a tech use case and have a good roadmap for the future.
Very good. I'm glad you pointed it out, because actually I wanted to caution people that not all POS are good. Stick to jump aboard.
Not all POSs are made equal.
Okay, so okay, maybe I'll just leave you guys with some resources. There's this page called, let me see, masternodes.online. So this is a place that I look for coins that I can do proof of stake with, and I usually filter them by ROI. So things like Dash, it's giving you 7% a year, which I think is
reasonable.
Pretty cool. I mean, the banks only give 1% maximum. Anything more than 1%, I think is good.
And by holding Dash, for example, you have the possibility of getting higher profit margin from the price appreciation.
Yeah. So here's the thing with POS. Here's the thing with POS. If you buy something good, you get the dividends, or you get the side coins, and you can put into account capital appreciation as well. It's like technically it's like buying stocks. You buy some stock that gives you dividends every month, and then when it goes up in the market as well, it's double win.
Yeah, double win or double loss.
It could be double loss. It could be double loss. So you got to really pick your coins well.
Let's focus on the positive, guys.
Yes.
Well, to wrap up this episode of POS, I hope you guys have learned something new. In fact, it was rather valuable to me, because I'm not very strong in POS.
You never heed our advice.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't like the idea of POS. Or rather, I don't like the idea of monk, to be specific. But Vet and Neo that produces all this. Yeah, I think these are legit projects, and I can get behind them.
Definitely.
But just to tell you guys, we're not sponsored by any of these coins that we talk about today. However, we are sponsored and supported by our friends and supporters from OneChain. And if you're an ICO founder with aspirations of great idea and great project, and you want guidance and mentorship in an environment where it's so complex, talk to us, PM me, and I'll guide you towards One Labs, where we will incubate your idea. And also, thanks to our alcohol beverage supporter today, Ruby's chocolate wine, if you want to find out more, because this is really, really awesome. And in fact, we could drink this all night and not even feel the kick hitting in until we see Malcolm's face.
It's 15% alcohol, it's sweet, and it's really like liquid Nutella. It's pretty good.
No, that was what I just said, man. It's like Nutella juice.
Until next week, guys, this is Rock Review. Once again, we're going to put up a poll and let us know what you want us to talk about next week. Oh, my name is Eugene Tay.
My name is Jordan.
And my name is Malcolm.
Say good night.
Good night, guys.